Councillor Hanover.
Right, so 19A is the village hall. A is the dog training in the village hall, which is to approve the use of the village hall for dog training on a month-to-trial basis, with the proviso that it is left in a clean state and proof is provided that the floor will be disinfected as recommended by the property committee meeting on the 17th of February. There is with this a letter from Fran Rolfe, who is the Tiny Talk Mid-Bedfordshire representative, which is 19A. You should have a copy of that. They haven't got a copy of that. Have you got, I think they've got copies. Have you all got copies of that letter? And have you had a chance to read it before we discuss this? If you haven't had a chance to read it, just have a quick browse now. Anyone not got it? Councillor White, have you got it?
Mr Chair, can you read it out for the public to hear as well, because it does affect...
Okay, this is from Tiny Talk. Dear members of Arlesey Town Council, I understand that there is a meeting this week where you will approve the use of the village hall for dog training. I am concerned about this decision since I use the hall for 36 weeks a year for young babies and toddlers, signing classes, basically for under 3-year-olds and their parents who play on the floor of the hall. My risk assessment for the insurance states the hall must be a clean and tidy condition, and I am concerned about the cleanliness of the hall once dogs have been using it. With the best will in the world, untrained dogs will make a mess, not least their excrement but also their hair, which lingers in the air long after the hall will have been swept and mopped. When I was looking for halls to rent for classes, I turned down Langford Village Hall because they had dogs in on a weekly basis, and I was told that there would obviously be some dog hairs left on the floor. As a separate issue, I'm allergic to animal hair, and others will be too, which will make the using of the hall difficult for me. Please will you, should this go ahead, I will have to seriously consider finding another venue for my classes. Councillor West.
Yes, Mr Chair, I've also phoned up CBC. I spoke to their food hygiene officer, okay, for this area, okay, because food is, I've got a whole long list, so please just bear with me. I've got about 15 items to raise here now. So, food hygiene states that there was a risk when areas of food stored, prepared or consumed allowing animals to go in there, okay? Also, we have to ask the dog trainers for a risk assessment on it. We also have to ask everybody else who uses the hall for a risk assessment now that if we allow animals into the hall, right, because it would affect their risk assessment, okay? And we have to consult about infection control and also sanitation, right? Now, the next slide is all about insurance. Does our insurance cover if a dog attacks another dog, if a dog attacks a person not involved in the dog training, if a person attacks a person who is involved in the dog training, if a dog gets hurt on this slippery floor, okay, will we be covered if a person is taken ill or their condition is made worse by the building covered by dogs, okay? If a person is hurt, okay, I've done that one. Damage by the dog to the building, so if the dogs gnaw any piece of wood inside the building, okay? Then there's a possibility of fleas and parasites, right? I did say there was a lot, so, okay? There's 61 illnesses that can be got from dog feces, okay? And do we have the hall owner's consent to allow it to be used for dogs, because we only rent the hall, we do not own the hall, okay? As the entrance is used by the doctors and is a carpeted area, have we got the consent of the doctors to use it as well, which we need to approve? And I would suggest that the Mooka car park is a fenced area. They could quite easily train the dogs in the Mooka car park, and it's not a play area.
Can I just ask, who was the chairman of the committee? Councillor Frost. What was your view on this? Council.
looking offers and the other people who use the building, how they feel about it.
I think most of them are going to disapprove. aren't they?
Because you've got to consider the younger children that use this building. I'm not saying don't do it at all, but I think we've got to consider the younger people that use the building.
Okay, we've got, anyone want to make a proposal?
I propose we reject it, Mr. Chair. No, I'm against it.
Yeah, I think he got that. Anyone second that, please? Yeah. Anyone disapprove of that decision? No?
Disapprove of the decision.
Disapprove of the motion. Disapprove of the motion.
All I would
To
like to
reject
say
it.
is, I don't like having a gun put against our heads with letters like that of people. I think it's wrong. Originally, I was all for this dog training venture because it's a little business in Arlesey, trying to make some money, trying to do something for themselves. As long as the hole was cleaned properly, disinfected properly, I couldn't see a problem.
I'm not on that committee, but I remember the discussion, and there was assurances that the room would be cleaned afterwards. It's all part of their business model.
Yeah, the lady who put the plan forward was quite explicit, everything would be scrubbed up afterwards.
Are you making an amended proposal, Councillor Hay?
I would like to see it go again. I don't know, with a proviso, you give her 1 week's trial or something. If it's not satisfactory, it ends.
I thought we discussed about the trial and it was brought up and
Yes, it
raised
was,
at
you're right.
one meeting.
Yes.
That we
Did
would
discuss it.
trial it to see how it worked, you know, if there are any particular problems. But I would agree with Councillor Hayes.
What was discussed in the end was that it would be a rolling, you know, if it's never left clean, that's the end.
That's right,
So it's
that's
like
what I thought
always.
was agreed.
So your proposal is that we recommend to approve this on a trial basis of...
A rolling trial, if there's any dirt or anything, it ends immediately. The caretaker would obviously have to keep checking it out.
Mr. Chair, we've got two proposals. We've got one rejected,
No,
and
no,
proposed
no.
and seconded, and we've now got a second one saying accept and seconded. So now we have two opposing proposals that are both being proposed and seconded.
In order to finalise it, we'll have a vote. Right.
Careful,
Okay.
this can work out.
I'll wind up with a casting vote. Oh, it does say a month's trial basis. I must have read that out as well, but I didn't pick that up. Okay, so who wishes to endorse this proposal of the property committee meeting of the 17th of February? 4 councillors. Councillor Orban, your hand is up, yes? Who wishes to go against that? And Councillor Frost, you're
I
abstaining.
abstain, yeah, I think.
So that's carried. We'll do it on a trial basis for a month.
Mr. Chair, now, so what we're going to, so if we now lose valuable bookings,
We've already made a decision, haven't we?
well, I'm just saying to you, the lady has turned and said that she'd already turned down, so we lose valuable bookings, we've got the Scout across the road, we've got the WI all just cut there, and we've also got the football club in the village, all will be only too pleased to take the bookings off of us.
19B.